My name's Dan Hurd. I head up the corporate finance activities at Triodos. What we work on is helping individual investors make investments in our clients. We all understand Triodos' core business. We take in money from savers, as savings accounts and ISAs. Roughly, we have about 25,000 customers. Roughly, we've got about 600 million in savings and ISAs. And as Charles and Hugh have explained, we pretty much lend 85% of that out and retain 15% as a cash buffer. And the great thing is the money we lend out all goes to businesses which have a positive social and environmental impact. And then we tell all our customers what we're doing with their money. Now, that is fantastic, simple, proper banking, which is really, really straightforward and everyone can understand it. Of course, in order to attract new customers and offer things to our existing customers, we maybe just need to go a little bit beyond that. Recognising people want a better return, recognising that people are prepared to take maybe a little bit more risk with part of their investment portfolio, recognising that people want to make maybe more of a personal direct impact with their money, and also recognising that we ought to be offering things of interest to our customers, both existing and new. We do have a range of investment products. Now, the bit I look after really is at this far end, which is actually even more direct than all those particular opportunities. And this is working with companies. Many of our clients are third sector organisations, charities, social enterprises, small growing businesses, all doing fantastic things. And many of them don't have access to mainstream capital markets. They're not generally listed companies. They don't have credit ratings, but they're all doing things which are driven by positive impact. So what we're trying to do is to find a different way to allow those companies to finance their activities and grow. And by actually presenting what they do to our investor base and the broader UK public, we're able to raise money and help them grow. And I think when you see the proliferation of crowdfunding in the UK, I think we're onto something here. That any number of crowdfunding sites have been set up, and many social businesses are finding crowdfunding as a really good way of funding their business, because it's appealing to that requirement that people have to make with a little bit of their portfolio, to make a direct investment in something that they believe in. Maybe they're willing to take a bit of a higher risk with that proportion of their investment. Many crowdfunding sites are pretty unregulated, actually, and I look at them quite a lot, and there are some quite frightening opportunities put out on some of these sites where you're almost guaranteed to lose your money, but you might accept that because you actually like what that business is doing. We've always been, actually, at Triodos at the pioneering leading end of this, what I'm talking about here, this whole thing about social sustainable investment. Way back in 2003, before my time, actually, Triodos did the UK's first ever charity bond issue for Golden Lane Housing, which is a subsidiary of Mencap, which I'm sure we've all heard of. And we raised £1.8 million, a very pioneering deal that was, a 10-year bond. Maybe one or two of you here invested in that particular product. 2 years later, Triodos handled the UK's very first charity public share issue for Cafe Direct. That was even more successful and raised £5 million. In the last 2 or 3 years, we've really put a bit more resource into this area. We now have a team of 6 people in corporate finance, operating out of our Bristol operation. And in the last 3 years, we've completed 14 transactions and raised 45 million for those businesses. So this really is a growing market for us in the UK. Most of us in our lives have two sort of sides of the brain, or two sort of ambitions with our money, in a way. The big thing there with the 5 trillion, an eye-watering figure, this is just generally all of us have to save for our retirement, to pass down to our kids for care, whatever. So most of our money goes into savings, investments, pensions, and we invest it through the stock market, bonds, whatever. And we're aiming to minimise our risk and get a maximum return. So we're very functional thinking about that money. On the other side, I guess most of us also give to charity, direct debits, or if you can afford it, you maybe do some proper philanthropic stuff. So we've got these two things that we do with our money. We invest it, get a return, and we give away what we think we can because it makes us feel good. The first one gives us a financial return. The second one gives us a feel-good factor. Our concept at Triodos is you can actually have it all because you can do the middle bit. There's something in the middle, social investment. That should be a tiny dot, actually. It looks too big because social investment in the UK is absolutely minute. We are the market leaders in this, and we're raising about 15 to 20 million pounds a year. So our ambition at Triodos is to grow that social investment market, work with other great clients and give all our investors, both existing customers and new ones, the opportunity to participate in helping those businesses grow.